the One Fab Day Wedding Podcast.
I feel like if you are not practicing in a religion, but to appease your mum or dad or parents, you have a religious ceremony, then you've kind of opened the door for everything else. The children will have to be raised that way. Suddenly you're at, a
communion every Saturday in May.
Yeah. Oh God, don't get me started. I think it's important to start in your marriage as you intend to go on. And if your marriage isn't going to be at all about religion, I think you need to be firm about it.
If you're getting 6 facials before your wedding and that's what you're doing, that's not a big deal. That's what 6 hours of your life. Yes, it's going to be a bit expensive, but you're not making huge life changes. If you decide you want to change 2 or 3 dress sizes before your wedding, which people do, it's an all-encompassing thing to lose weight in that dramatic fashion. So it changes your entire life.
We went to Belize for our honeymoon and it was amazing and I loved it, but it could have been perfectly lovely.
That's the thing, and I think people overlook Europe as well. It's so close to home, it's much cheaper, there's beautiful beaches, gorgeous food, great wine. I've been going to Spain my entire life and there's so many places that I still haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say give Europe a chance.
Yeah. Give Europe a chance.
We'll get t-shirts made up later.
Give Europe a chance.
The One Fab Day Wedding Podcast.
The first thing I always say to a new learner who had a bad experience the first time round is this is not school. This is an adult learning environment. You won't go into a classroom and see somebody standing at the top dictating to you or, it's really important to us that this time it has to work for the learner because they've been so brave to come back and trust an education system again.
School that time wasn't a very pleasant place to be.
Michael Duffy from Cavan Monaghan ETB.
I'm a mature student, well, very mature. Actually, I'm 65 years of age, my God. I was 57 when I learned how to read. And in our particular school, if you were good at sports and football, you were brilliant, but I was crap at all that. So therefore I was back at the back of the class.
In a similar vein to Chris, Michael first began his journey into adult education when his work situation changed. The ability to read and write well was becoming more important in his job.
There was a local little school beside us and they were doing computer courses. And I was after getting a laptop, but I didn't even know how to turn it on, at the time. So I decided I was going to be adventurous and I was going to learn how to do everything. I was going to be like Bill Yates, so I was actually...
To date, 21 people have contacted me and Karen and saying as a direct result of what we do on social media and Little Red's legacy and Sean's story, that their life or a loved one's life has been saved.
Which is incredible.
Our son's not going to die in vain.
I remember him sending Albert Reynolds, who was a Taoiseach at the time, to a Tina Turner concert because he knew Albert was a big Tina Turner fan, and he also knew that they had tickets to give away, and they went, let's just give them to the Taoiseach and see if he'll review the concert for us.
But it's so brilliant. That is such a brilliant.
Yeah, he was just full of really crazy fun ideas.
The night of Adam's funeral, we were devastated. Myself and Jackie danced and we smiled and we laughed and we, and that's what we did. And we said, we'll be okay. And I think the celebration, there was no way that we could live our lives in horrible grief because Adam was such a happy, outgoing little boy. To do anything else wouldn't have respected, his memory by just crumbling and dying ourselves as such.
So at the age of 21 I committed a very serious offence which was murder, and I received a life sentence in prison. I came to prison in 2010 and still at that stage I had no emotions. I didn't know what emotions were. I had no feelings. I didn't care if someone got stabbed beside me, I wouldn't feel nothing at all. I had no education, absolutely none. And then in 2013 I took a massive anxiety attack, the first I've ever had, and that scared the living life out of me. So after the anxiety attack I went to the Mater Hospital. I thought I was dying, I thought I was having a heart attack, and they done some tests and told me it was anxiety. So I guess when I come back into the hospital is where the day my life changed, because my brain had completely changed.
During my third year I'd have school, I never sat me during the set exams. So when I went down to the Midlands, I started back into school, and a teacher sort of nudged me and she taught me, and she's seeing the potential in me. I always knew I was smart because I always read loads of books and I was that sort of person, and I was inquisitive when I wasn't causing trouble, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'd like to know stuff. And I did. I done my junior set, and then I done my leaving set, and then she was like, now what are you going to do? And I was like, I don't know, I've done my junior and my leaving, and she was like, well, look, I suggest you do third level, you know what I mean? And she sort of brought out the prospectus for the Open University, and that's where I went. I ended up getting a degree in psychology.